I like mute that. How's tennis doing? Greg, Dylan in here?
I haven't seen Dylan.
Oh, all right. Um, Greg,
Hey,
why
hey
don't you
guys,
just introduce
I'm
yourself?
talking to. Sorry, Mr. Henry. I'm Dylan's trying to get a link right now. I think he's coming back from a scrimmage, so he might be on his phone, but I don't want to speak for Dylan either. But I was just reaching out to see if he was gonna uh
Okay.
be here,
Mark, good to
and
hear
if
from
he's
you. Why don't you and Greg just talk about tennis program, specifically JV, and if Dylan signs on, great. I think a lot of the parents are under squad anyway. So
all
um,
right.
you guys take it
Yeah,
from there.
yeah, I don't mind getting started. Guys, whoever's on here, I see some familiar names and I see some unfamiliar last names, but I am the new JV head coach. I'm really excited to be here. Luckily for me, I have someone assisting me that graduated in my same class, Greg Trzynski, and Dylan and I played. I was class of '05. I went to middle school and high school at Loyola. Played tennis since I was in sixth grade and was one of the JV guys for the first 2 years of my career. And then I got fortunate enough to make the varsity squad and thoroughly enjoyed tennis. And it's a big part of my life. And it's incredible that I get the opportunity to coach. It was really unexpected. I was actually just trying to get back into uh, tennis a little bit. And I was really close with Coach Kraft, who was the former tennis coach, longtime tennis coach at Loyola. And I remember going to his last home match, and I found out that Dylan was the head coach, and me and Dylan were hitting on the side a little bit just to get our game going a little bit. And just wanted to give you that little background because I was just trying to help out Dylan, and apparently there was a need for a head coach for JV, and he asked me the hard question of if I can do it or not. And so far, I'm really enjoying it a lot, and I think I'm only going to enjoy it more. And the main reason for that is the kids, at least the ones that I'm working with, are all incredible. Your sons are, they're I see a little bit of me, I see a little bit of my classmates, and a lot of new personalities as well. Like, but the one thing I can say for sure is that everyone seems really nice, and it's just a great environment to be around. So I just want to thank the parents for raising great kids. So, but on for tennis, like I said, I'm very new, and this was unexpected, but I have a deep love for the sport. Actually, now people have to listen to me when I talk about tennis. I'm actually watching it right now. Like I said, I'm a big fan. So this is a great opportunity for me, and I am really just trying to be the best coach I can and try and teach in the ways that I wanted to be taught or learn from. I won't call them mistakes at all from previous coaches, but when you're a teacher or when you're a student, you remember your teachers. And I remember the great lessons I got, and I also remember the more difficult choices that maybe a coach made here or there. So, I'm very understanding of, that there's seven starting spots for a tennis team, and then everyone else is kind of on the bench. But I rode the bench too, so I can absolutely relate. And through hard work, which I'm going to try and instill, and everything that Mr. Henry and the other uh, assistant directors were preaching on the previous chat. I fully agree, and I'm going to try my best to implement that. Obviously, tennis is it's a fun sport, but like the bigger picture here is, being a don, and I totally understand that, and I'm going to try and work towards that as well as try and be a great junior varsity tennis coach. And the best part about JV is that it's the beginning of varsity, so like um I know that these kids are gonna work on their skills and hopefully make varsity, and then you pass them on to varsity, and then all the lessons that you learn on the tennis court, they can apply to the rest of life. And like tennis is kind of a microcosm of that, in my opinion. It's very much like you have to be clear headed. You have to have a strategy. You need some help, some guidance once in a while, but ultimately it's all your responsibility at the end of the day, and you have to put your best foot forward, and that's what we're going to try and do. And I guess I don't know quite where to go for that from there, but if anyone wants to ask me any questions or anything like that, I mean, feel free to unmute yourself, and I'm all ears. Unless Coach T would like to say something as well. Dylan just texted.
Hello, everybody. So I'm helping out Coach Hosford and Mark with the program, and I bring 9 years of volleyball coaching experience. And what I've noticed in my short tenure here with tennis is a lot of the overlapping skills with those sports. And I've been utilizing a lot of my knowledge of other sports and helping the guys out. And the big thing that we're doing with the team is we're all helping each other out and picking each other up. And the guys have actually been very supportive and helping me, and they know where I'm coming from as a position of I'm very new to tennis. Like, I'm a fan of the game, but as a player, am willing to learn and love playing with them. Um, and I'm not afraid to lose to them. And I think by the end of the season, they're going to have a lot of good competition when we are playing a lot together. So I'm looking forward to a lot of learning between the coaches and the athletes. That's my big goal for this entire season. That's my little spiel. So if you have any questions about how things are going to be run, Mark and I will be able to answer in terms of how the JV practices are run. I don't know if he was able to get a hold of uh, Mr. Hosford.
Working on it. Mr. Henry, if you're here, if you're still on, I think Dylan's just trying to get the link, but I'm not savvy with Microsoft Teams, where I don't think I can really assist him too well right now. But I think I can speak on varsity, maybe not like the individuals, even though I'm sure they're all great guys. I was there for tryouts for a little bit, literally I think one day. But basically, when Dylan asked me to uh, be the head coach, I was very candid and I said I know tennis, but I don't know how to coach per se. But really, it's coming quite naturally to me. But I would say a big help was stealing their templates. And by theirs, I mean Coach Hosford's and the assistant coach Russ Taylor. And I can speak on both of these both of these coaches because Dylan was a year ahead of me, class of 04, and Russ was a year behind me, class of 06. And yeah, like Russ, I can say Dylan was a very good player and a great coach, and obviously he took over the head coaching job. But I think he was like looking for a little bit of technical help because Russ Taylor is one of the best I've seen. He actually went to Virginia Tech with me, and he played on the tennis team. I did not. Russ Taylor did, and Russ is he's just a fantastic person and a fantastic tennis player who, I was actually reaching out to him about a year ago trying to ask him if he could help me with my backhand because that's how Russ is a technical guy, and I know that he's really drilling the guys at varsity right now. His workouts are college based, so if your sons are interested in pursuing tennis, whether it's on the competitive side or more the club social side, Russ is going to be getting them geared towards that, and he's an excellent resource and I advise that go through Coach Haas and Coach Taylor, and they're going to be, they're probably the most. I don't know. I don't think Loyola could have lucked out more, to be honest, because Coach Kraft was great and he was a fantastic tennis coach and tennis player. But change always can be beneficial in certain ways. And I think that these guys are really bringing a whole new culture from the one that I remember experiencing at Loyola. Just from the standpoint of I don't know. It's just everyone's different approach to the game and to life and how you prepare and how you think. And I think they're bringing a lot of excellent things to the table. Actually, me and Dylan were on the phone yesterday, just shooting the breeze a bit. I was talking about my guys, and he was talking about his guys, and we were coming up with some great ideas. And I think we're going to be helping each other build the program. And really, it comes down to wanting to be there. Dylan was telling me a story. I won't repeat it. It was just how he was just touched by one of the things that one of the his tennis players said to him. It was really a heartwarming thing, and that's the passion right there. And I think that's what we were talking about a little bit earlier too. Bring the passion, and that's what I'm trying to do, is just kind of get them engaged and to be there mentally, because I come home, I come to tennis practice now after a full day of work, and I know that these guys are coming after a full day of school, and it's hard to kind of refocus, if you will. But I'm gonna be pushing them because they're there to play tennis, and I'm engaged, and I want them to learn, and I want to teach. So I know that is absolutely translating, if not even more, because of their experience on the varsity level too. But guys, I could literally talk for hours. It's a problem of mine, and maybe a good problem for the kids, but I understand that their attention span, because I remember being younger, is the same. Anyway, if anyone would like to ask any questions, we're open for it. So I'll leave my mic on, but feel free to chime in. And I have a pen and paper in front of me, just to jot down any questions that any of the varsity parents might have for Dylan if he's unable to make this meeting. So open floor. And you can feel free to type as well if you're more comfortable just typing. I'll be looking at the chat.
Hi, I missed the beginning, and I was just wondering, do they all take a bus to their official games, or do they need a ride there for JV?
I believe Coach T knows that answer more than I. I'm going to let him respond to that. Go ahead,
So
Greg.
I can answer that. So if there is if it's a school day, of like a regular school day, they will be taking a bus, like one of the mini buses, to the match. And if a parent is not there, then the bus will obviously return back to school, and you would pick your son up at school at that time. We do have to work out in the future. If there is no school, then you have to work out we don't know yet if there's going to be a bus available, or you will be responsible for taking your son to the match yourself. So that might happen. I think that happens over spring break when we have a couple matches, if they're not away matches. Like if they're a home match, obviously you gotta come to school. But if it's an away match, we might have transportation. It all depends on the situation. So we'll have more information upon those days when there's not a school day.
Thank you.
just typed it, guys, but Dylan just texted me, said something came up. I think he's just caught up right now. So uh, I'm happy to jot down any notes to relay to Dylan, but it does not seem like Coach Hosford will be attending this meeting. So apologies for that inconvenience, but he's a very, if you haven't met him, he's such a really nice guy, and he's very easy to get in touch with, and I'm sure he'd be happy to field any questions if you'd rather go through him instead of indirectly through me at this time. But anyway, open floor. Happy to answer any more questions.
Hey guys, this is Kyle's mom, Sue. I just wanted to say thank you for stepping up. I know we got into a little bit of bind right at the end, and for you guys to both step in, I just want to thank you both. And I think the boys are having a great time so far.
That's great to hear. I mean,
I'm having a great time.
I'm having an awesome time with them. They make it honestly, they make it the best part of my day. It's such a great refreshment from doing design work all day. So yeah, thank you so much for saying that. Happy to do it. And kind of like Don's, it's kind of like the culture that we all gave both of us and everyone else that went through the school, really take everything that Loyola provided for me to heart, for sure, no doubt. So thank you for saying that, Ms. Sue.
No problem.
If anyone's just curious, like just about what we do in practice, I'm happy to explain that. I also don't want to talk anyone's ear off for it, if there's more pressing questions, but it's really early in the season, and I can say that varsity's been having some scrimmages, and unfortunately junior varsity, I think both of our scrimmages got canceled. So we've just been doing a little bit more match play, and really trying to instill not just like technique and just fundamentals for tennis. Of course, that comes as part of the game. You want to play well, but I'm really trying to as a tennis player, and speaking from when I was in high school, it was really just hit the ball, look good, feel good kind of thing. I wanted to hit a good ball, and I never really had a strategy. And that's one thing I'm really trying to harp on this season is I want them to identify their strengths and their weaknesses as well as their opponents. I want them to try and play freely, but with a mindset, and just kind of approach it like chess. You need to think 2 steps, 3 steps ahead if you can. And I know I was just doing that today a little bit with Will. Will and Will were playing against each other, and I asked everybody at the beginning of practice today to tell me one thing that they wanted to work on, so I could identify what they might think is their weaker part of their game. And I think that was helpful. And I'm just kind of like learning as I'm going, trying to put myself in their shoes, as well as understanding that I'm standing in my shoes here at 35 years old, and all the things that I learned. So I'm not just trying to be a drill sergeant out there. It's very much like let's think about this a little bit and let's strategize. And I think that really goes past tennis, so much, literally everything. So tennis is a great sport for life, I would say. So I'm trying to make that be the approach. Let's think about this and not just go after it. Let's have a plan here. And I think that's really going to help everyone who's on junior varsity and varsity and in the tennis world, as well as hopefully past it. That's what we hope for.
I had one last question. Once you guys do the ladder for the season, does it move or does it stay?
It's
So
always
like my
moving.
son is Mason and he said he wanted to play doubles, or he likes to play doubles better, but I didn't know um he plays in a winter league and a fall league where he did both. So I didn't know if that would be, is he singling himself in for all doubles or would he have a chance to do both?
Um, well, Mason actually brought that up to me yesterday, and usually it's the other way around. Usually it's everyone wants to play singles. That's how it was. That's how I was, at least, and that's how a lot of my friends were. So it was kind of nice that Mason said that. But I told him the same thing that I would have told somebody if they told me that they wanted to play singles only, and I'd say, we're gonna play you where, if I can play you there, I'm gonna try to, and if it doesn't work out because it's a team sport, you're gonna have to go and be, you might have to play a position that you don't want to play, and but as far as Mason goes, he's an excellent doubles player, and we're gonna be really trying to. I want it to be a dynamic ladder the entire season. Just if you're the best at the beginning of the season, that by no means does that mean you're the best at the end of the season, and vice versa for worse. That's where the improvement comes, and that's where just learning, and maybe he'll find out that he wants to try singles too. So I want to keep all doors open and really kind of just not make it about the individual, make it about the team. But of course, we're going to do our best to cater to what people want to do. But I think I answered that question. I think it was more about the ladder, and that's always moving. It anything could happen at any time, and just because the number one player might be better than the number two player, it doesn't mean that the number three player doesn't match up very well against the number one player. Like tennis is just very much a sport of weaknesses and strengths, and who can uh, take advantage of that. So the ladder will always be moving. And actually, me and Coach T are really trying to start that ladder next week. And I told the boys that were there today on the JV practice. A couple of them went to the varsity scrimmage today, which was great for them. And I'll relay the message again. But I think like starting Monday, we're gonna really start doing the ladders, because the following Tuesday, I think the 22nd, I think we play boys Latin. So we're absolutely going to try and set the lineup, but that lineup will be, it's absolutely not static, very dynamic, but unless everyone keeps in holding their spot, but it's open at all times. And I'm going to do my best to give every kid a shot, just because like I said, I was on the bench too, and I remember how that felt. And it's always good to have an opportunity and a learning experience at the very least. So I'm going to be do my best to be inclusive here, but I'm also going to try and be a winning coach. But winning's not what I'm preaching. Having fun and doing your best and putting your best foot forward is what I'm preaching. And then if those things happen, winning will come. So that's the approach I'm really trying to have here, to give everyone an opportunity. So good question. Thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
No, I'm not sure if you guys have my contact info. I'll type it in. I'll give you guys my cell, and I'll give you my emails. Both of them. I don't check Gmail as much as I check my work, so I'll give you all my work email. So I'll just put that in here. If you guys have any questions for me outside of this meeting, obviously feel free to reach. I'm not such a personal uh guy where I'll say don't shoot me a text on my cell phone. I'm not like that. So feel free to reach out to me. Uh it's all good. So I'm gonna type that in now. If anyone has any more questions now, feel free. But uh I'll give it another 5 minutes. If I don't get questions, we can end it up and wrap it. I'll type my stuff in now.
And my email's the one for school. So that's nice and easy.
All right, there we go. I'm gonna assume no one has any more questions or anything. So I guess I'll stay on for another minute, guys. But if no one has anything else to say, I'm gonna go eat dinner or something. I'm hungry.
Okay. Well, thanks everybody for coming, and we look forward to a good season.
Yeah, I think it's good. All right, cool. Signing out, guys. See you tomorrow, Coach T.
See ya.
Later.